Thanks. So I'm normally used to getting on a stage in a full suit and etc. Right? Post-lunch speaker or a pre-dinner speaker. But I thought today I'm going to play my UXer role. I've been in the field of UX from about 99. Off and on, I still can't let go. There's this saying of once a UXer, always a UXer. So I'm going to sort of also touch upon a bit of the connection between magic and UX. Do you think there's a connection? Yes? No? Come on, wake up the persons next to you who's like not answering right now. Okay, so so I started my career around 99 at a company called Planet Asia, part of the Michelin Group. I was the second information architect in that company at that time. We were fighting about using the term information architect or information designer, right? And 15, 16 years on, we are still fighting over what we call ourselves. Some things don't change. But what I read around that time was this fascinating article, a research article actually, by Bruce Tognazzini, asktog.com, the first UID of Apple. No? Okay. So the article was, yes, thank you. The article was titled Magic and Software Design. And having been a magician most part of my life, I got into magic around the age of 5, just wanting to be a magician. I started performing around the age of 15. So I've been there for a long time. And I found this topic very interesting. I said, what could it be that's common between magic and software design? Now, having spent all this time in that field and also coming across a lot of similar work, Edward Tufte in envisioning, I just don't want to mix up and give you wrong names, visual explanations. Have you read anybody seen the book Visual Explanations? There's a chapter there written by a friend of mine, Jimmy Ian Swiss, called Explaining Magic. It talks about the challenges of communicating how to perform magic. We normally fight with 1D, 2D, 3D, but magic requires a 4D or a 5D level of communication because there is an element that you see as an audience, there is an element that the magician does, and when you try to combine that in a book like mine, there has to be a 3D vision of where is he hiding whatever he's supposed to hide in the hand. Right? So that's what the chapter is all about. Recently, I saw a couple of very interesting talks and lectures. One by Josh Clark on magical UX. It's about, it's a fascinating talk. He talks about how life around us now is about user experience that is not visible. Yeah? So for example, there's this remote, it's not a remote, a magic wand, a chimera magic wand, which looks exactly like Harry Potter's magic wand. And you just use it as gestures to control up to 16 different devices. This came much before the Wii and other things, right? They've been around. And one more name I'm dropping is Jared Spool, again, an amateur performer, magician, who's written a fascinating article and recently, I think right this week or next week, is presenting a talk on magic and mental models. So I thought, why don't I then bring in some of my experiences of having been in UX, having been a designer, mostly worked in the side of usability, user research, and try and see how does it relate back to what I do as a performer. I started magic with like everybody else, vanishing coins, producing things, cutting people in half, hopefully joining them back. Yeah, but I moved away from that very quickly and started getting into something called psychological magic. If you have seen the program Mentalist, yes, that's what I play in real life. I call myself the mind reader so that it's very clear to the people what I do. Now, what does that got to do with UX? At times, it's exactly the same. Because in magic, there is a method. There is a process, a very boring, long process. And then there is this aspect that the people see, and then the aspect that they experience. Sound similar or familiar? Yeah? You spend a lot of time trying to gain requirements and then try to understand those requirements into flows. And from those flows, you create your wireframes, prototypes, do the testing, etc., to create a UI which somebody uses, and from that hopefully gets good UX. Right? So let me demonstrate that a bit. Game? Okay. So I really miss my regular paraphernalia today, but I'm going to try. I dressed like a designer, and I carried a bag that I hoped, that's what I carry to work when I consult. So I thought, okay, I'm at least playing real. So the history behind this. The requirement was that as a 5-year to 15-year-old boy in that period in time, I wanted to be Mandrake the magician. Anybody has ever heard of Mandrake here? Okay, my generation right around you right there. Everybody else only knows Harry Potter and the new guys. But yeah, so in trying to be Mandrake, I went around learning hypnosis, went around learning magic, but everything was taking me away from that dream of being Mandrake, because Mandrake the magician was the first superhero of the world. He predated Superman, Batman, and he had magical powers. So what he could do was just wave with his hands and make people see what he wanted to. And in doing that, I came across a book called How to Develop a Superhuman Memory. This book was by a person called Harry Lorraine. Harry Lorraine says that there is no such thing as a bad memory. Okay? Let me sort of explain that a bit. Hi, what's your name? Abhishek, would you take these for me, please? And sit down and just shuffle them for me. Hi, sir. Ravi, would you just mix those cards together? Don't worry, I just read the tag. Hi, Ritesh. Yeah, just mix those cards for me. And others, just mix those cards for me, please. And whenever you are done with this, and would you mix those together? Thank you. Thank you very much. And hi, ma'am. If you can just mix those cards together for me. You play cards, yeah? You have played cards at some point. Yes? Yes. You don't want to admit it. That's what poker face is called. You know, you look at people and you know they've played it. I'm joking. I need somebody else who has also, you have played cards, sir? Yes? Yes? Would you join me for this, please? And the cards. Thank you. And sir, would you join me for this, please? Yes? So what I just sort of witnessed was one part of the process. It was not very interesting, was it? Because I had to go in, I had to meet people, and I had to get them to shuffle a pre-shuffled pack of cards. But it is required for this trick or effect to make its impact that I need to get you people to shuffle it. So 5 or 6 people in the audience have just shuffled this pack of cards. And Umesh, what I want you to do is this. You have a watch? No. You have a watch? Any fitness tracker that will tell you that you don't move in the next 1 minute? That's okay. Anybody here? He's having a watch. Just time me. Don't give me, say, more than a minute for this. Okay? What I'm going to do is, I'll tell you when. What I'm going to do is this. 5, 6 people in the audience just shuffle this pack of cards. I'm going to try memorizing it. Okay? And hopefully in less than a minute. So go. Hold on to this. Less than a minute? Yeah, okay, super. I want you to set up as if you were playing a game of rummy, okay? Don't worry, we won't play it. I just need you to set up the cards in an order, like put the suits together, put the spades together, clubs together, hearts together, diamonds together. Yeah, and then if you can, within that, sort of put the cards in order. Ace, 2, 3, 4. Don't exchange cards anymore. Yeah. What's your name, sir? Sean. Now we take, we go back to the requirements, right? Harry Lorraine in the book says there's no such thing as a bad memory. He says that there is only a trained memory or an untrained memory. Look at it like a Rubik's Cube. If you have no idea, like me a few months back, how a Rubik's works, it's the greatest paradox in the world. You do a Google search on it, you find a PDF saying how to solve a Rubik's in 7 steps. 5 minutes later, your Rubik's is solved. And that PDF, by the way, is on the Rubik's.com website. Okay? So, coming back, there is no such thing as a bad memory. Trained memory is the only thing that works. Let me give you a quick example. Most of you don't have a watch, but yeah, all those of you with a watch, would you just sort of cover it for me, please? And most of the others can think back to your favorite watch. Try this when you go back. It will work. Your watch is personal, right? If you have any other device, any kind of fitness device or something, you would cover that. But the full thing won't work. But the watch is very personal. Any kind of a device that you wear is quite personal. It's sort of called out to you. That's why you bought it. With a watch, the number 6 on a watch is very, very special. Don't look at it now, ma'am. Yeah. So the 6 could be a dot. It could be like a line. It could be Roman alphabets. It could be the insignia of a company. It could be various things. Don't look now, but think in your mind what number 6 is on your watch. Look at the color. What color is it? What metal or material is it? This is a watch you've worn for a long time. Those without a watch, perhaps with the specs on, could think back to the specs that you're wearing. And whenever you're ready, look and see how close you are or not. Some of us are going, oh, that's not even the watch I thought I was wearing. This sort of explains how we go about life. You sort of head out to office, thinking about something, reaching office and going, oh, how did I reach here? I hope I didn't drive over somebody today. Yeah? So, talking of the method, all these I'm doing here now is to cover the dead time on stage for these two wonderful gentlemen to set their cards. You don't want to see the process. Nobody cares how long you're going to do user research or when it has to stop. How many times you have to do it. All they really care about is the final deliverable. A working, good UI, UX deliverable. Umesh, ready? Sean? So we're going to start with a club, because that's normally bad user experience, because people sort of forget what a club is. It's the black flower one. Okay, so keep those cards in front, and I'm going to say you have this card. For example, I know you have the ace of clubs. So I'm going to say you have the ace of clubs, and you're just going to drop it for me. Super, that's clubs. Yeah? And but before that, how am I doing it? Again, the method. Harry Lorraine in the book teaches you all, and I don't make any commissions from it, but let me just give you an idea on how this works. It's all about, you remember that rule about recognition and not recall? It's basically that. You create associations in your mind, you create pictures in your mind, and with those pictures, you sort of connect to what card or an object or whatever it is that I want to remember. I am not really trying to remember. Yeah? So, ace of clubs. You have the 2 of clubs, so you drop that for me. You also have the 3 of clubs. Drop that for me, please. You also have the 4 of clubs, if you would drop that for me. You have the 5 also, and the 6. You have the 7, but the 8 and 9 are with you. The 10 is here. The jack is also with you. Queen is also with you. The king is here. Thank you. So, let's move on to hearts. No doubts on the hearts. Everybody knows what a heart is. The ace and 2 of hearts, drop that for me. You also have the 3 of hearts. You also have the 4. You also have the 5. You also have the 6. You have the 7. You also have the 8. 9 is there. Actually, the 10 is also here. The jack is also here. You seem to like the jack a lot. The queen is with you, and the king is here this time. Thank you. So the method, again, is about what did I do? I did not have time to look at all the cards. I was trying to do it in very fast time. So I broke certain rules because all I am really trying to do is deliver on the final product. So I looked at half the pack that's with Sean. Because by looking at half the pack, I know what cards I have not seen. Right? So in my mind, I actually have like a rabbit. Each part of the rabbit's face, eyes, and etc. having a particular card association with it. And the cards I see, I sort of damage. But the actual rule that Lorraine talks about is slightly different. Lorraine talks about these associations for every single object. For example, the ace of clubs that I first saw is a bat, right, like a baseball bat. And the moment I saw it in my mind, I broke it, right? So there's recognition, and then I have broken it. So I damaged that association. So I know that's a card I have seen. The 2 of clubs in my mind is a can of Pepsi that I have not seen, so it's intact, it's not crushed. Okay, but this is all process. Let's just move on. Let's look at the spades. Sean, do you play like teen patta or poker or anything like that? Don't play it with him. Because he has the ace, 2, and 3 of spades, which I believe is very difficult to beat in most of the games. And the 4 went there, but the 5 is also here, so he almost got a perfect flush. Thank you. You also have the 6. You have the 7, 8, 9. The 10 is there. The jack again. The queen. The king is here. Thank you. Thanks. I'll move on with this. It's okay. Diamonds. It's sort of getting predictable. I'm getting most things right, and that can be boring. Surprise the user with a pleasant surprise, right? So, I'm going to switch this around. I'm going to get the last part of this absolutely, totally wrong. I know he has the ace of diamonds, but that's boring. So I'm going to say he has it. Right? It's just messing up with my mind more than yours, but it hopefully is more entertaining. So hopefully at the end of it, you have all the cards. So essentially, to sum up, if I am right, I am wrong, and if I'm wrong, I am right. You've been there before. Hold on to the cards. Please look at the cards. Look at all your cards. And to get this totally, completely wrong, you also have the ace of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, or the 5 of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, the jack of diamonds, queen of diamonds, king of diamonds, joker for real. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Pleasure to have you on stage. Thank you very much. Thank you. To do exactly the opposite. Because most of the times, we do not know what our words, actions, and expressions have an impact on somebody else. And this skill has helped me a lot while I have been on a number of one-to-one interactions with users. To give you an example, I want all of you to sort of look at me, and thank you for the attention. I want you to imagine a white board, okay, a white board. And on that whiteboard, I want you to project a simple geometric image onto that board. Yeah? Just in your minds, a simple geometric image onto that board now. Hold on to that thought. Now, I want you to imagine a second geometric image around the first one. In your minds, hold on to that thought, because what you've created is 2 simple geometric images together forming a complex geometric image that most probably may not have a name by itself. Now let's see. About 150 odd people here. So we must be on at least 50, 60 different ideas right now. But what if I had planted a thought in your mind? What if, when I said think of a card, all of you go to either the Ace of Spades or the Queen of Hearts? Perhaps. What if I said think of a color, change your mind, go to another color. So you have changed your mind, so you all have not gone to red, and then you moved, and perhaps most of you are on blue. How many of you are on blue? Yeah. So yeah, that's a big hit. Thanks, Mekin. So, but what I was trying to plant in your minds was absolutely different. What I was trying to plant in your mind were two specific images merging to form one. I was planting a circle. Thank you. I was planting a triangle. Thank you very much. And if I got this right, you had a triangle circled by a circle, or the exact opposite. So, some of you have a square, you just didn't listen. The square was supposed to be the background. But, how did I do this? I actually told you what you were supposed to think. I said, think of a simple geometric image. Here's a triangle. Around the first one, that's a round, circle. I am planting the thought, right? So what's been fascinating then is to see how far can I push it. So, I have another pack of cards. I don't normally use so many pack of cards in a show, but today is different. But this is going to be fun, because you're going to get to see a bit of a process, and then hopefully the wow factor. Inside this pack of cards, inside that envelope is already a shuffled pack of cards. I have intentionally not looked at it. I have not looked at it because researcher bias, etc., etc. Hi, sir. Can I ask you to stand up for me, please? Yes. What's your name? Srini. Would you sort of step up a bit, Srini? That would be perfect. Thank you very much. Srini, I want you to play a game with me. Yeah? I want you to imagine I'm handing you a pack of cards. Take it from me, please. I want you to open the pack. How would you go about it? Okay, that's a joke. Okay, all the user researchers in the room laughed. Just open the pack for me, please. Take out the cards. Look at them. Awesome. You've done this before. You have all the black cards and the red cards. They're actually, those cards are not mixed. That is mixed, but these are not mixed. They are in order. I want you to separate them, red and black separately. Okay? And I want you to raise one of the hands. I would think that is black. Yes? Would you throw that for me, please? You have red. That's a free choice. There's red. Okay. I want you to separate the red cards, hearts and diamonds, please. Yeah, now the user is cheating, right? He doesn't like the UI, but says, oh, wow, this is wonderful. I'm going to get paid at the end of the session anyways. So, Srini, you have separate them into two hands. You should know which has hearts and which has diamonds. You're going to give me one of them. I would think this is hearts. You want to change your mind? These are diamonds. Are you sure? Or you want to change your mind? These could be hearts or diamonds. It's a free choice. It's a diamond, okay? So here's the thing. Can you point to somebody else in the audience for me? I'm going to use you still, but just anybody random, because people might think that I had come to you before the show. Nobody did. But I'm just going to go ahead and just point to anybody else. That's okay. Anybody, yeah. Yeah. It's you do the rude thing of pointing at somebody. You should look so that they know who you're pointing at. Eye tracking. Yes, I would think that is the person there with the white shirt and the black jacket, the person looking back right now. Yeah, I think it's you. Is that right? That's eye tracking. Yeah, would you just stand up for me? What's your name? Sanjay. Sanjay, I have what? Diamonds. You're not changing your mind. Diamonds. Diamonds, pictures, or numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are numbers. Jack, Queen, King are pictures. What do you want? Pictures. You want to change your mind or you want to stick with pictures? Pictures. Okay, so pictures are Jack, Queen, King. With your right hand, take one of these cards for me, please. Imaginary. You cheated, but I would think that's the king. Yes? Thank you very much. So I am left with the Jack and the Queen. With your other hand, take one of them, please. I would think that's the Queen. That's a Jack. Okay, you're changing your mind too many times. That's fair. Now here's the thing. You want to change your mind or you're holding on to the Jack and the King? Diamonds. Here's the last thing that you're doing. Jack of diamonds, King of diamonds, you're going to give one card away. What is it going to be? Sure? So what are you holding on to? You want to change your mind? Jack of diamonds. Okay, process again, guys. Process is always very difficult and boring because process looks like as much as I tried not to influence, it might look like I influenced him. And that's a warning sign when you are in a one-to-one interaction. But the Jack of diamonds. Now here's where I come back to you, Srini. You can sit down, sir. Thank you very much. 1 to 52 in that pack of cards. Tell me a number. Any number at all where you think the Jack of diamonds is going to be. 32. It'll take some time to get to 32, but I'm okay. If you are okay with it, or if you want to change your mind to any other number, you can. Very influenceable user. Sir, there's this icon on the right side of the screen. What do you think that is? 12. You want to change your mind? Sure? Join me, please, Srini. Jack of diamonds, sir? Yeah, Jack of diamonds for... I'm littering the stage today. Sorry, guys. I have a pack of cards, and some people here will still think I'm a magician who has all cards the same. Yeah? So, 12, 32, or any other number? Just keep it 12. 12. If it said 1, the card would be, the joker. If it said 2, it would be the 8 of diamonds. 3 would be the 10 of spades. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So, if you had said 11, the card would be the 8 of clubs. If it said 13, the card would be the 2 of spades. But this was a free choice. And you said Jack of diamonds for number 12. Thank you very much. I'll let that sink in a bit. When we do a user research, usability, etc., we go about finding the right user. And I find the whole aspect of ISO and usability so funny because everything is so specific user, specific environment, specific context of use. And then you say, hey, as far as 40% or 20% or 5% of my users find my product, understand it, I am usability compliant. Right? Okay. Not many usability guys here. I'm going to find my random user. Sean, I used you already, so I'm going to top this at you. Thank you. You should be part of the Indian team. You'd have broken their law. Some 12 catches dropped yesterday, I believe. So, not at me. You're so angry at me already. Stand up for me, please. Nothing prearranged. Yeah, I just want you to choose, you lob it at anybody for me, please. And whoever, yeah, not back at me, but anybody else who is looking at you and not hiding right now. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's very specific user targeting. So we have found our profiled user. What's your name, sir? Arindam. Hi, have we met before? Anything prearranged? Did somebody come, did Jay or somebody come to you and say you will be used for the act? Who did you go to, man? Okay, I'm joking. Arindam. Please, I'm inviting you for my user study. So this is going to be a user testing of a very long scrolling screen, an Amazon screen that has 100 bestsellers on it. So at Flipkart, sorry, yeah, yes. Even Mekin didn't tell me that last time. Okay, yeah, okay. So just tell me. So here's the thing, you are scrolling through the screen, right? This is your first screen. You can tell me to stop at whatever point you want to stop. I can do that slowly for you, yeah? So do we start? And then they're all different, right? So what I'm trying to find is you stopping at a particular page, and then I'll tell you what we do, okay? So I go 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So do you want that, this, or here? This one. Hold on to that for me. Free choice. Now you're at a screen. You can see about 10 to 12 products on that screen. And shall I tear the top part of here? And so we now imagine it to be Flipkart. Right, so Arindam, you're looking at your screen. These are the top 100 books about wildlife and photography. You are on this page because this page caught your attention. You're going to look through it, and they're all different. They're not the same. I want you to point at one of them for me. Yeah. It's an eye tracking exercise. Okay. Now here's the thing. I already demonstrated that I can sort of influence you and make you go to a thing, etc. So, fair chance you can change your mind to any other if you want. You are or not? No, okay. So here's what I'm going to do to randomize the process. X. He's picking on you, man. Long time. He can go one step up or one step down. Fair? You are on something. What is that? Eliot Porter in the realm of nature. And originally you went for Holland, or you could have gone for Fry, Shepard, Quinn, Hale, Martin, Beals, these are the authors. But you went for Paul Martineau's book, Eliot Porter in the realm of nature. Yeah. But doesn't matter. I just want to randomize it. It's my last act, and I have some time to kill. So, Sean disappeared. Okay, but there. Hi, Sean. Do you know him? Okay, so there was nothing prearranged. You just popped this blob of paper at him. Yeah, and he's my random participant. But here's what's always been fascinating to me as a user researcher. What if I know who is going to come into the study? What if I know exactly what are they going to do even before the study can be done? Because as a magician come UXer, it's very fascinating to me because that takes me to a very different level. You caught that. Would you open it? And there's a note in there. Don't tear it. Okay, so it says, asked to scroll through 100 top books the user may stop to choose Elliot Potter in the realm of nature. Thank you very much for doing exactly that, Mr. User. I hope you enjoyed the short presentation I put together especially for this, bringing the two sides of me together. Thank you for being such an awesome audience. Thank you.